Today, 11 911 Porsches and a 944, plus a Ferrari Testarossa. Hi there. Porsches sold on Bring a Trailer include a Guards Red 1985.5 944 project car with unknown miles that sold for $9,000. At least a dozen items here need repair or replacement. This was perhaps fair, and for someone who wants to do it themselves from a potential platform of opportunity, this might work. An Arctic Silver 2003 911 C4S Coupe with 122,000 miles sold for $27,500. This car has a questionable clutch and the IMS is yet to be addressed, and even factoring in those potential needs, it was well purchased. A GT Silver 2005 911 Coupe with 61,000 miles sold for $42,000. I like 997s, and I like this car, and it sold at a fair price. A black over beige, 25 years owned 1981 911 SC Targa with 147,000 miles sold for $45,250. Just over 2,000 miles on this Targa have been added since 2006. Real miles, or broken odometer, SC Targas with black trim are the best of the bunch. This was at least a fair sale. A Grand Prix White 1987 911 Coupe with 244,000 miles sold for $54,000. Another car with few miles added over the past decade and a half, but plenty overall. This car's had a great deal of care to set it up for maybe another 100,000 miles. This was a fair sale. Completely opposite of the previous two cars, yet similar, a Guards Red over Black 19,000 mile, 36 years owned, rest of world 1983 911 SC Cabriolet sold for $55,911. Completely different from the earlier cars because of its low mileage, similar in that it's been mostly in storage for the past 3 decades. If the mileage is correct, this was well purchased. Otherwise, this was a fair sale, probably worth a gamble that the original low mileage can be proven. A Velvet Red over Champagne 1989 911 Targa with 106,000 miles sold for $60,500. A clean car with no stories, this was a bargain. An Arena Red 1996 911 Targa with 101,000 miles sold for $72,000. Overall, a decent car as presented, clean and in good order. The seller says that there are full records for the car, but they're being held or withheld by their spouse. This was at least a fair sale. A GT Silver 40,000 mile 2005 911 Turbo S Coupe sold for $84,996. Although this example has more miles than a collector car might, it is in pristine condition. This was a fair sale based on its condition and somewhat limited production run of about 600 units. A Polar Silver 1996 911 Coupe with 57,000 miles sold for $90,500. A great-looking car in very clean order, this was well purchased. A Polo Red over Black 1967 Rest of World 911S Soft-Window Targa, presented by a great seller, sold for $258,000. One of just 483 produced, this Targa is in top condition and represents a top-of-market sale, yet it's still $100,000 less than one sold in August, $373,000. For Ferrari, a Rosso Corsa 25,000 mile 1988.5 Testarossa sold for $144,000. Sold here 3 years ago for $105,000. Today's sale seems fair. On PCarMarket, a Guards Red over Cashmere Beige 1990 Porsche 911 Cabriolet with 74,000 miles sold for $50,000. A great price for a 964. Cabs are excellent ways to enter the 964 space without breaking the bank. A light yellow, modified 1972 911T Coupe 3.2 liter sold for $105,000. Fitted with an engine from an 85 911, the car's appearance is meant to evoke the 911 RS. This seems a fair sale. 5 cars on Bring a Trailer were bid with their reserves not met today, September 27th. A black over gray 2001 911 Cabriolet with 63,000 miles was bid to $23,750. A black over black and tan 1977 911S Targa slant nose conversion with 194,000 miles was bid to $26,000. A GT Silver 4-liter powered 2004 911 40th anniversary with 40,000 miles was bid to $49,500. I'll compare this car and the C4S that we looked at earlier in today's short video. A black 1986 911 Cabriolet M491 with 57,000 miles was bid to $99,000. A light ivory 1965 356 SC Coupe was bid to $109,000. That's a wrap for today. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow. Be well.